Hello there, my name is Rachel, the first time I see my channel, user review cartoon series, anime series, Usopp, computer random, and today we're talking about, Ouwitch. I kind of stuttered for a second because I was lost, but anyway, season 1 of Ouwitch was one of those shows that almost was completely addicting and completely wrong in the same time. In other words, I was a crackhead, just, I need more, in other words, I need more, but you feel the side effects later on, like, why? No, this is too much, but I need more. Yeah, that's the thing I have issues with, because the Ouwitch was a very creative, well thought out, very interesting ideas on how you build the world, but there still is one little thing, how you execute it. Usually 90% was 100% well executed, just that 10% was sort of questions, and yeah, I want to go on that later on. I will talk about the three main characters, what blew me away, how they sort of develop the characters themselves and the relationships. Let's go with Luz, a very hyperactive little teen girl who wants to know how to move magic. The only problem is she doesn't know how to sit still, but I found it fascinating when she found a world who they call the Boyne Isles that they teach magic and she doesn't know how to. They kind of leave more questions than answers, that how Liz found this place, it was destiny or predetermined or sort of accidental, and those things sort of got me interested, but that's not the main focus. The focus is how Liz, how much she willing to go to know magic, how much she willing to sacrifice, because at the end of the series she sacrificed not going home ever again just to know, well, part of it is no magic, the other half is about the Ouwitch. And the Ouwitch, how to describe her, she is basically a badass aunt, in other words, that question what your aunt does, but she never answers, and he always responds, well, if you want to see tomorrow, I mean, you better not ask me anymore again. That's kind of badass saying that you're fitter, but you want to know more. And that's basically the Ouwitch, that kind of reckless party girl that you want to be, but again, you can't be because you don't want to go to jail. Yeah, that's how I describe the Ouwitch. But I love how the Ouwitch and Liz sort of relationship starts sort of bumpy, that Liz really wants to learn magic. But the only problem is she doesn't have that sort of part they help her use magic, but accidentally she figured out a different way, and the Ouwitch sort of confused and interested in how this is possible, and more the Ouwitch get interested in Liz. This little simple little thing, how she did magic, interests the Ouwitch to be her assistant for Liz. I mean, she accepts the Ouwitch, Liz being her assistant and trainer, but not the right way, because the Ouwitch, better described, she's sort of Mr. Miyagi. She has his own way to teaching people to do magic, but once more, it's very odd. But at the same time, I love it. She sort of not want to teach Liz. She always come, I don't know, maybe this one, maybe tomorrow, maybe this something else. But I find it more fascinating how the Ouwitch adapt, improve, and accept Liz almost like a daughter, that she became so crusty and bitter. Later on, she becomes very hopeful, very forgiving, and very loveful to Liz. You see this relation built because she does things that she hates, like going back to school. Nina, which hated school, but she went back to school for Liz, only for her, because she loves her that much, and that speaks volumes to the character. If you understand what she is before she becomes, that's maybe I'm being too complicated, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And on top of that, Liz also was completely like the Ouwitch, because she wants to know stuff, but at the same time she's forgetting she's not in Earth anymore. She is a sort of magical place that anything can kill you, but she's just so blind and hopeful. She won't learn, but that sort of beating out of her over the episodes, realizing, yes, some of the things I have to be careful of, some of the things I have to respect, because everything is alive, and you have to give that sort of respect. And that is sort of fascinating, because she's kind of struggling to understand, stop being abandoned, stop over asking questions, instead asking questions, understand understand it first, then ask the next question. And that's the thing, sort of, she's struggling because she really wants to learn, but the only problem, she's handicapped. She had to learn the old ways to get more better. But I love it that she adapts. She became more smart, more clever, but the only problem is she has a sort of ego problem. I mean, ego, like, she doesn't want to learn the rules exactly. She is a troublemaker, like the witch, that she doesn't want to listen. She takes a lot of time to understand, yeah, I had to stop meddling into things or doing stuff. But I love it more that they don't go indirectly of that. I mean, every time she gets in trouble, she doesn't go, oh, don't open the door. She opens the door. No. She does want to, but she turns around and the door sort of opens by itself. And that's the interesting way how I write this type of show, because they use the sort of cliches like she's the chosen one, but not really. That's the joke. That was the scam to bring her in. And that's what I enjoy so much about this series. Every single cliche you have seen, they wrote it in the way that it's gotta happen, but turns around the way that it's not their fault. Not the one who opened the door. Someone else opened the door. Someone tried to go inside the door. And that, I think, is the most wonderful thing about this series. That Liz, she's not a awful character. She's very hyperactive and very doesn't understand, follows the goddamn rules, little girl. But at the end, you love her, you respect her, you love her relationship with the Irish, and especially with King. And King, oh my god, that little bastard, I just adore. He is basically Stewie from Family Guy. That kind of, not technically a genius, more like a tyrant, that I am the king of kings, you should obey me, you challenge me, almost sort of like a wrestler, but very adorable, very fluffy kind of cat. But he's not a cat, he's a Cubone ripoff of Pokemon. But you just don't care, you just enjoy it because the guy tries, and he actually explains why he's so like this, because no one really paying attention to him. He has to work like extra steps just to pay attention to him and take himself seriously, especially with Hoot. Like that owl thing, doorbell in front of the door, and he combines with King and Owl. Both of them are just so likable, so bandit, so interesting, so I don't know what else to say. They're just so much fun seeing them doing troubling things. But I love it, they have this sort of mastermind thing about the whole show, this huge event, but you don't care. Not the event, not the this is a dictatorship magic world. Nobody cares about it. We only care about these three characters, was the situation. And I think one of the best ones is about the Owl Witch. Then her problem with her own sister Lilith, who basically cursed her to become this owl beast. But I love it, it's just the focus of the relationship. Yeah, they have very issues. They love each other, but at the same time jealous with each other, especially Lilith jealous of the Owl Witch, her own sister, and turn into a beast. It's her fault. She knows it. He tried to fix it, but she never know how to talk to her sister. They have a very weird relationship. I'm not gonna deny that. But once more, it's something endearing and interesting about that relationship. How the Owl Witch and Lilith sort of talk to each other. They do want to be in terms, but that sort of terms that's like the farthest we go. The only time we go this close to each other is we're little kids, but that sort of dead. Maybe we're working on it, maybe not. We just don't know. It's a work in progress, and that is just enjoyable. That's interesting and fascinating, and something that I can't plot anymore. I can suck up anymore. Now let's talk about the things I can dislike, and let's focus on one character. And one character I feels was too much in the series. It'll be Amity. And no offense, she is an interesting character. I'm not gonna deny that. It's that how they use her is sort of forced. I mean, they kind of force her that she is the love interest of Liz. That's okay. I'm gonna respect that. I just give it more props. But the only problem is they broke the number one rule of filmmaking. You never should tell. Show me. Like there are a lot of few episodes that just jammed her in or tell her she had feelings for Liz. But once more, you shouldn't do that. You should do it as more artistic way, like the prom episode that you just she see like Amity sort of become the prom queen. Nobody knows what a prom queen is, and Liz want to be a prom queen and made her. But once more, you see Amity sort of twist and turn, and you finally show why she's like this. You understand her relationship with Liz. She likes her, and that is interesting because you've made us to read her emotions, and that's what I want. Don't tell me, show me. And I think that's one of the biggest weakness of this series. And yes, I know the gay community is hungry for gay characters. That's totally understandable. But you want a good character, not a forced character. I'm not saying she is a bad character at all. She's interesting. Well, not yet interesting because they're not yet peel her yet. I mean, she is the mean girl for a few episodes, then she's sort of there, not sure herself, and I wish they focus on the more complicated of that character. That's all I want. I want her to be a full realized character, and I don't want to focus on just being gay. Gay is not a character. Gay is just a sort of interest of someone else, the same sex. I just want to know what made her tick, what her made her to do certain things. And that's the only complaint I have about this show. They should have put her less. Little less is much better. Too much of her just sort of ruined the character what you're trying to do with. And that's all I add. Just giving less, but every time you show her, don't tell me. Show me. That's the only complaint. I probably took too long to explain that. I'm so sorry, but that's what I felt. I still enjoy the show. I still love the show. I enjoyed the lore. I enjoyed that sort of secrecy about the king who rules the Ori boils. That he be a liar, addicted, a twisted old man who wants power. But what's more, that's not the focus. The focus is the main characters, their relation, the situation, their choices, and that's why the show works well. Especially how you use magic systems here, that kind of fascinating. Hopefully season 2 will give me more explanation how the magic system does. Please tell me. You also develop and be a little bit more. Tell me more about her. Don't shove in. Give her just 2-3 episodes about her. Not less, not the shipping aspect. The shipping aspect, you could do it all the episode, little moments here and there, but focus on her development. That's all I ask. I got nothing really else to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.